What is this right here? Today I have a capo in my hand and I'm gonna talk about what this thing is, how to use it, and why you might want to start using it in your guitar playing coming up. Hey friends, Zach here with Zero to Campfire Hero. I am so glad that you're here. Before we get started with the lesson, I want to show you my free gift to you. It is 4 steps to becoming a hobby guitar player. It's something that I wish I had when I started learning the guitar. It's going to cover all those bases. It's going to fill in all those gaps when you first get started in the hobby. It's something I wish I had. It's my free gift to you. Be sure to download that in the description. But without further ado, let's jump into the lesson. So, what is a capo? Let me explain this to you. This thing right here is a clamp. It clamps on your guitar fretboard, and what is it going to do? It's going to change the sound of your guitar. So I've got my orange wood acoustic guitar, so I can play my G chord like this. That sounds pretty good, but if I put my capo on here, boop, put it right there, and I play the same fingering but I just move everything up a fret, changes the sound of the guitar. In fact, it changes the key you play in. So how do you use it? So what you want to do is, depending on the type of capo that you have, like I said, some of them have little twisties, some of them clamp a guitar like this, some of them look like they have clamps that kind of go upside down. But what you want to do is find the longest, thickest rubber part on the top here and put that part on the fretboard. And then the bottom rubber side here, you want to put that behind the fretboard here, behind it. So you put it on like this, if you can see. And what you want to do is pick a fret here, a fret bar, and really what you can do is just put it on the fret bar. And here's a little tip for you, is you want to strum all the strings here. And if you don't hear any buzzing, then it's on the right place, because what you want to do is put it as close as you can to the fret bar. What you want to do is avoid putting it in the middle of the fret as much as possible, because if your capo is over tightening, or if it happens to have too strong of a string, you can actually throw your entire guitar out of tune, and that's not an effect that you want to have. So, but sometimes it's necessary if your capo isn't strong enough. So what you want to do is just get it as close as you can to that fret bar when you put it on. So let's talk about why you would want to use a capo and where to put it. Well, all that depends on how you want to be using a capo. So let's talk about a few use cases for putting a capo on your guitar and having one in your inventory. So the most common reason why you'd probably use a capo is to easily change the key that you're playing in without having to change the fingerings on the guitar. It's a great quick hack to, for example, change a song that was sung by a male lead, and then maybe you want to cover that tune with a female lead, but you're crunched for time and you don't have the opportunity to learn the new guitar fingerings. So what you could do is slap a capo on there. A good trick is maybe 5 to 7 frets up if you're going from male to female, or it might be the other way around, it might be 5-ish. Just 5-ish frets is probably a good place to go. So if my key is normally, with some G chords, maybe I'm playing some G's and some C's, maybe a D, and my key is there, and I'm singing the song there, I'll just probably hike this up maybe capo 5-ish, and I want to put this on the fret bar again as close as possible, and I want to make sure it's nice and straight there with the fret bar too. That's a good practice. And then I just play the same chords, assuming that this is my guitar nut. So this is now my new fret 0, fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, etc. So we play those same chords. Now we're playing the same fingerings in a totally different key. So that's a quick way to go ahead and change a key on the fly. The second reason that you might want to have a capo in your toolbox, why you'd want to be using a capo, is to avoid those weird chords that come from weird keys. Say, for example, you're in D flat. I don't particularly love playing acoustic guitar in D flat because you don't have those nice open strings. And that's where the guitar really shines, is when you can optimize those open strings and play as far down the neck as possible. So how we can do that is, if you want to play in D flat, maybe you're gonna see this like a D flat chord here, and then maybe see like G flat, A flat. There we go. See, those chords are difficult. But here's a trick. If you use Capo 1, now you can play in that same key, but with C chords. Now, if this concept of C chords, G chords, D flat chords confuses you, please don't let it. This is just a quick hack, and I just want to explain why instrumentalists, musicians might want to use a capo and why they have them in their gig bag. So, same key, and then G flat, and then A flat. Cool. Another reason why you'd want to use a capo is to increase dynamics in a song. So say, for example, you want to play Don't Stop Believin', you want to increase the dynamics as you progress through the song. This is a fun little trick. It starts with E. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. And then maybe for like the next part of the song, and then have the band carry the next part. Here we go. The band would carry that transition maybe. Cool. Do you hear that? Those were the same chords, different fingerings in the same key, and we just leveraged the capo to add some dynamics. Now, maybe another use case for the capo would be to, I guess, piggyback on the last point, creating dynamics. What you can also do is create space when you have two instruments playing similar types of parts, i.e. an acoustic guitar playing, or acoustic guitars playing the same type of strum patterns, but you want them to take up different space in the sonic spectrum here. So maybe you've got one guitar playing these E chords. I'm gonna overlay this part and different capos in the same tempo, and I'll show you what you can do. So you can have multiple instrumentalists playing the same parts, same chords, but actually in different places on the neck. I'll show you that example real quick. Just like that. Hey friends, hopefully that explained to you what a capo is, what it does, and how you might use it, and why you might want to keep one in your gig bag, in your inventory, in your little accessory pile at home. I think they're an invaluable tool to have as a guitar player, especially as a beginner guitar player. And before you leave today, I just want to make sure that you are aware of my free gift to you. It's my guide, free guide, 4 steps to becoming a hobby guitar player. It's gonna lay the groundwork here for the first couple weeks, first couple months of you learning this hobby. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me through the comments below. Would love to interact with you there. And take care.